Yo, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to another Thri talk. Today, I'm going to be talking about swearing and our mouths, taming of our tongues. It is very relevant in today's culture to talk about this because it is so easy to have a loose tongue. It's so easy to be sloppy with the words we speak. There's such a temptation to just not care what anyone thinks of what you say. But on the same side, there's also this need where we have to limit everything we say. We have to filter our speech through a lens to be politically correct and to make sure that we fit societal norms. And so taming of the tongue is very important, but also understanding when to break those societal norms, especially when you're preaching the gospel, when it may not be looked upon with favor. It may not be looked upon positively, where people will think that, people will say that you should not preach the gospel. It's not appropriate in that situation. But every situation is appropriate to preach the gospel. So don't let anyone disregard you in that. But this is mainly about taming our tongue in the things that we say. For it is sinful to swear. It is a sin to swear, and also just to be sloppy with our speech and sloppy with the things we say. And our mouths can easily invite sin within our lives. So today I'm going to be reading from the book of James. Sorry about that. James chapter 3 in particular. And the whole passage in itself is called Taming the Tongue. But I'm basically just going to start from I'll start from verse 5. So also the tongue is a small member, yet it boasts of great things. How great a forest is set ablaze by such a small fire! And the tongue is a fire, a world of unrighteousness. The tongue is set among our members, staining the whole body, setting on fire the entire course of life, and set on fire by hell. For every kind of beast and bird, of reptile and sea creature can be tamed and has been tamed by mankind. But no human being can tame the tongue. It is a restless evil, full of deadly poison. So this passage is saying that the tongue, it's such a small part of our body. It's such a tiny part of what makes up the human body. And yet this tiny little thing is what is responsible for forest fires. This tiny little thing is able to be responsible for crime, murder, all sorts of things. Imagine the amount of people in history who have died because they've said something. It's ridiculous to think about. But that's the truth. This small thing in our mouth is able to cause so much damage. So that's the first point. Our tongue, whilst it can be so uplifting, it can build people up, it also has the power to completely destroy others. So there is a need for us to tame the tongue. There is a need for us to learn to control it. And yet, no man can truly control the tongue. No man can truly make sure that every time they are saying the right thing. And that is a scary reality to face. It's scary because knowing that at any moment you could make a mistake and the words you speak that genuinely leads a believer away, or leads a potential believer away who would have believed with the right wording. It's a scary thought to know that you could be responsible for someone else leaving the faith, disregarding it as an option. And that is truly what is able to happen from the tongue. At the start of the chapter, James says that not all of us should become teachers. Not all of us should be in positions where we are mentors. Well, not mentors, where we are pastors and we're in ministry in the sense where we're actually working at a church, or we're running a Christian organization or whatever. It's a very dangerous position to be in. There is higher standards on someone who is a Christian and who is teaching how to be a Christian. And that is why you have greater need to be responsible for the things that you say, and to make sure the things that you say are going to help others, because you will be judged to a higher standard by God as you have become someone who has greater influence. That's what this is all about. It's about influence. And the truth is, all of us have influence in our lives. So we all are teachers in a sense. We all are responsible for helping the people around us to hear the gospel and to be informed about it. But it's when we get that influence where we're influencing thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people with the words we say. And that is a position where we have to be incredibly in control of our tongues. And this is something that almost all of us are bound to struggle with, especially in this modern day. I myself, I struggle a bit with swearing. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to say it often in normal scenarios and circumstances. But when you get hurt, or when you're playing sport and you make a mistake, that's a big one for me. I feel like when I'm playing football and I make a mistake, I will always tend to swear under my breath. And that's something I can't be doing. And so all of us are imperfect in that way, that our tongue is not perfect. All of us have spoke of immoral things. All of us have said swear words. All of us have strayed away from the righteous way of speaking. And we must remember that, because truly it is remembering that allows us to remember that our defilement is not from outside of us. It is within us. It is within ourselves. It's in our control. What did Jesus say? What defiles a person is not from what enters their mouth, but from what comes out of them. He didn't say that the stuff that enters into you is what defiles you. It's what comes out. It is the product of your person. So, of course, that is talking about the context of unclean foods and stuff like that. But the point stands that what defiles you is from within. It is your work. It is what you say. It is your end product is what defiles you. So I guess this video I'm making is just to stress the importance of that, because it's very easy in this culture to just be not wanting to change in this regard, to be like, nah, I'll just swear, it's just how I speak. Like, I imagine my Australian brothers and sisters, it's a very, very hard thing to give up swearing because it's so ingrained into their culture. But the truth is, it's what's right. The truth is, it's a sin to speak in these ways. The truth is that we have to change for Christ. There are things that are wrong with us. There are things that we have done wrong that we have to change. We can't keep living the way we have. That's what Christ calls us to. He calls us to change. If we came to Christ and we didn't change, what would be the point? It'd be like just meeting a new friend and just going on about life as you do. But you and I both know Christ is more than that. And you and I both know we need to change. You and I both know we need to be filled with the Spirit so that we no longer seek to sin, so that we no longer seek to do the things that the world calls cool or normal. Christ knows better than all. Christ knows better than what you know. And so this points out your flaws. This points out where you've fallen short. And it tells you what you need to do. It may not tell you the instructions, may not tell you the how-to guide, but it tells you what it is that you need to do, what it is that you need to be. And it is not you that will make that change for you. It is the Spirit moving within you that will change your heart, that will take away your heart of stone and give you a heart of flesh. So I guess what you just do is just be in the presence of God. Pray, read the Bible. Do not surround yourself with immorality if you can. Keep yourself out of those situations and just focus on Christ. And yeah, I mean, I'm getting better by the day. I no longer swear in conversation. It's just that habit that you get from playing sport. That's the only thing that I struggle with. But it's okay because I know that God is sanctifying me. He is changing my desires. He is changing the ways that I interact with this world. And so as time goes on, I know that that will start to occur less and less. And eventually it won't even be a thought within my mind. Just how I was cured of addiction to lust. The Lord will cure me of my sin in this regard. Not to say I don't ever lust, but He cured that big addiction that was within me. So I trust in the Lord that He'll take this away too. And you should have trust and know that the Lord will come through for you in everything that you do. The Lord will come through for you and make you right. He will make you who He needs you to be. He will make you righteous and He will sanctify you. So you do not need to worry. You just need to be in His presence and bask in the glory of God. Because the more that I do this, the more that I am with God, the more I become like Jesus. And I'll never be Jesus, of course. I'll never even be close to what Jesus was. But the more I am in the presence of God, the more I become like the person Jesus was. I start to live in the ways that He did. I start to have my desires to be the same as God's. And truly, that is the goal, is it not? So I hope that this video helped you. I hope that this video encouraged you to take away swearing from your life, to take away immoral talk about topics of sexual stuff and everything else, to glorify God through our tongue and to not use it to destroy others. For we may think that we are not doing that. But I mean, it's so easy to gossip. It is so easy to start talking about sexually immoral things. And so we must be vigilant in the way that we speak. For in an instant, the way we speak can be changed. And Satan's quick like that. He can instantly change our focus away from God and onto him. And that's why vigilance is so key, and that's why you need to be aware of that. You need to be in your word so you're aware of how quick Satan is and how tricky he is. The more you read the word, the more you recognize it, and that makes it easier to block him out. So I pray that this video helped you, and I pray for you lot, and I really do appreciate that you lot are here watching this. I'm just some random kid on the internet. And I know that if you're watching this, there is a reason God has sent this to you. There's a reason God has shown this video to you, and I pray that it helps you. I pray that it changes your walk and makes you walk in the way of righteousness more. Alright, that's all I've got for today. Jesus loves you.